Hey everybody, my name is Brendan Coates, and in today's video I want to share with you one of the biggest secrets, one of the biggest lies that's been kept from you as a parent, especially of a parent of a child with autism. Now, I am not here to trigger anybody or offend anybody. I like to think that my audience is very mature and critical. I just think that this information is crucial that you know, and so I want to share it with you today. So what I'm about to show you is that by going gluten-free and dairy-free, although it's a good tool and strategy, it is not the end-all and be-all when you are feeding your child, especially with behavioral challenges such as autism. Now, if you stick around for the whole video, I'm going to show you some strategies that you can implement right away today so you can start to get better control over what your child is eating, start to see some improvements with their behavior and attention, and overall just get better health. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Brendan Coates. I'm known as the Gut Whisperer, and I am here to teach you the absolute fundamentals of good health, how to optimize your health, and really how to be part of the gut gang community by living a gut-friendly lifestyle. Now, if you stay till the end, I promise you I will show you some key strategies that you can implement today. So let's dive in. Many parents who have children with autism have been told to reduce gluten and reduce dairy, ultimately eliminate both. And that's not wrong, that's definitely correct. What happens is when your child consumes gluten or dairy for that matter, there's peptides in gluten. One of them is called gliadamorphin, and when consuming dairy, one of them is called caseinamorphin. What they do is they actually act like morphine on the brain, and they truly inhibit all sorts of brain function. I'm not going to go in the depths of it, but understand that gluten and dairy, they've got these peptides in them that really act on the brain and manipulate the child's behavior and advancement and improvement. So that's why people are telling you to get rid of gluten and dairy. Here, I just wanted to share something with you. This is I saw this in the recycling bin, so I grabbed it, not my recycling bin, but these are gluten-free cookies. And I'm just going to read the ingredients right now. So here we go: semi-sweet chocolate chips, sugar, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, soy lecithin, which is ultimately filled with, well, soy is made genetically modified, and it's riddled with pesticides and herbicides. So you know that your baby, your child, is consuming those chemicals in addition to soy being genetically modified. So that's going to have an impact on one's behavior, 100%. Then we've got vanilla extract. That's not real, by the way. Vanilla extract, it would say if it's natural or real, but this is fake. I'm not going to go into depth of this, but you need to Google why vanilla extract is not actually real vanilla extract, and look where it comes from. Next, more sugars: brown sugar, fancy molasses, rice flour, so lectins, palm and soybean oil shortening. So we got palm and soybean oil. Those are vegetable oils, very high in omega-6s, very inflammatory. They're already completely rancid, and they're highly processed. So those are things that our body, a healthy human being, shouldn't even be consuming vegetable oils. Let's keep on going. Tapioca starch, liquid whole egg. That could be problematic. There are a lot of people with egg allergies. Not so much the yolks, but the whites. But again, this is processed. So we've really denatured the whole egg. And what do we got? Modified cornstarch, so that's another form of sugar. Xanthan gum, another form of sugar. Baking soda, salt, soy lecithin. Why wouldn't they just put it in there on one line? Why do they do it twice? Because it's jam-packed with soy. Sugar, 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 sugar. This is ultimately sugar. And the problem is this. The problem is this, that in all cases of children with ADD, ADHD, autism, dyspraxia, dyslexia, depression, even schizophrenia, all of them have an imbalance of gut microbiome, an imbalance of healthy bacteria versus pathogenic bad bacteria. As a result, they have serious gut dysbiosis, an inability to digest, an inability to absorb properly. When someone has an imbalanced gut bacteria, it leads to leaky gut because the bacteria is there and responsible for protecting the integrity of the gut lining. And when you have an imbalance of bacteria, things start to invade into the systemic bloodstream, causing an immune response. all because, well, not all because, but mainly because you have an imbalance of gut microbiome healthy bacteria. So as a result, there's going to be a decreased function of that protective barrier, which means pathogens are starting to invade, which means all of these foreign foods that don't really belong, they're invading into the systemic bloodstream. They're not being, restricted by a healthy integral gut lining. And then as a result, you're getting an increased exposure to those unwanted pathogens. As a result, there is going to be a penetration into the blood-brain barrier with these chemicals, colors, preservatives, even food molecules, undigested food molecules, because we've got compromised digestion for the most part. As a result, they are going to be having an impact on one's brain. Again, in a healthy person, but especially in a child with autism and behavioral challenges. So we know that there's a penetration happening with the blood-brain barrier. What else is happening? With an altered gut flora, with an altered microbiome, there is an increase in imbalance and a growth of candida and yeasts and parasites and bugs. What happens is when these opportunistic bugs and parasites and yeast increase, they essentially poop and they cause an auto intoxication happening. They release these toxins, the body's starting to absorb, and then that manipulates the body's function and the brain's function as well. And with that comes irregular bowel movements. A lot of children who have autism are often fluctuating between diarrhea and constipation. And they're experiencing a lot of pain, and a lot of times children with autism can't necessarily express themselves the way that we're used to. So a lot of the times children will express themselves in self-stimulation in different forms, and that's where we really need to pay attention to behavioral issues and behavioral changes. All of this is due to these food problems. Now, here's the thing, this is not your fault. As a parent, you've been lied to. You've been lied to by the professionals and by the specialists. You've been lied to by the food companies and the labels that say gluten-free, and you've been lied to by the support groups and the books that say, oh, just go gluten-free and dairy-free. You can see that I'm passionate right now because there are so many foods and ingredients that don't belong. So don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. I'm going to share with you right now the opportunity that you can start to incorporate right now. First and foremost, support the child's microbiome. Start to introduce healthy probiotics and prebiotic foods. Get your child to start to eat some maybe coconut kefir or coconut yogurt. They're very, very tasty. You can even make coconut milk popsicles with maybe some mint and some lime zest. I actually just saw that on Dr. Gundry's Instagram. So that could be a really cool opportunity to start to give your child some healthy probiotics. Eat whole foods. Do your best to eliminate processed garbage. Now, this is a challenge, I get it. Many children who have autism or behavioral issues, challenges, they're very prone to eating potatoes, cookies, chips, crackers, muffins, pasta. It's very soothing food, but understand that it's feeding the pathogens, it's feeding the imbalanced gut microbiome, it's feeding the candida. And those produce chemicals in the body that manipulate the brain's ability to think properly and form, function, and develop. This is really, really important. So you need to go back, you really need to go back to basics. So follow the GAPS diet. All of this information is based on this book right here, Gut and Psychology Syndrome, written by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride. She is an absolute pioneer, a legend, a living legend in the field of functional medicine. She's worked and treated thousands and thousands and thousands of children with autism. In fact, one of her children was autistic and reversed a lot of the symptoms just by following this protocol. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to provide a link at the bottom of this video, and you can actually get a full list of approved foods. Here it is right here, and it's a long list of foods that you can eat and shouldn't eat. So recommended foods, for example, apricots, artichokes, asparagus. What else we got? We've got ghee, garlic, cabbage. So those are some. Cucumber. How about some foods to avoid? Apple juice, arrowroot, bologna, corn syrup, cream, couscous. What else we got? Milk, mung beans, parsnips. There's a reason for that. There's a reason, and if you follow this book, if you follow these teachings, you'll be able to implement that. Now, if you like this content, please, I'm going to ask you right now to hit a like, hit a subscribe. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be part of the Gut Gang. If you resonate with this, you're already a part of my Gut Gang community. You're already someone that wants to live a gut-friendly lifestyle. And here's what else I'm inviting you to. If you resonate with all of this and you want to learn more, I invite you next Thursday, July the 28th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's Toronto time, to attend a live training, a live conversation with the magnificent herself, Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride. I'm actually asking for a $10 minimum donation, and we'll be donating all of it to her choice for a charity. So it's very, very valuable information, and I really hope that you want to tune in. So I'll also put the link below in this video where you can click on the link and get your tickets. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.